All right, welcome to the first stream for the Random Junk Channel. So we're going to be doing some general chats. I'm going to be trying to fix these little things right here. You have a nice aerial view of the messy workbench. I have Vince over here as the moderator, as well as he'll answer questions too, because you'll hear him. He's loud.
Yep. Also, in response to Bert, Merry Christmas as well.
You can type it. So, let's we're waiting for people to come in. I'm going to go ahead and get some stuff started here so we can get these things hopefully operational. They're a little generic trains. This one was given to me where they broke the front off. But when you spin the wheel, this guy's supposed to move. He moves a little bit, but then he stops. And this one is made by Toy State Industrial, made in China, 1995. Oh, and this one, the guy's supposed to go up and down, but he doesn't. But it does have a contactor, so we're thinking the electrics are bad. And it's steel wheels. You have anything to say? Let's find some small bits. We'll work on the non-electric first.
Probably a good idea.
I'll use it bigger. All right. So pop the bottom off of this. I see that the skirting is connected by itself. Some screws on the sides. I see two screws down in here, and then screws that are kind of sort of underneath the wheels, which make it kind of hard to pull out. But let's see what we can do. Hey, look at that. All right, so here's the cantilever mechanism. Yes. Slowly, but yes.
Yeah.
It's not near as fast as I'd like it to be, but that's because of the time of year. It's our busy season.
Well, that's also not even just moving it to a new bench, it's moving it to an entirely new room with more room.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually I'll have more space and less clutter. All right, so this is a pretty basic setup. We have a gear on the drive and then a gear right here, which moves the eccentric right there. So I'm wondering if this gear is just slipping, which it is because it's cracked. That's awesome. Like most of these type of vehicles will have one wheel that spins separately from the axle that you can slide off. Just gotta figure out which one it is. Holy smokes, maybe not. Oh wow. Hey, it's coming. There we go. Oh, we have a crack gear, which is why this works intermittently. He doesn't want it for Christmas this year, but he does want it fixed for Christmas next year. So we're going to pop a new gear on this thing and get this one fixed. Let's see if I have a gear in that size.
Somewhere in the box of gears.
Yeah. See how many teeth are on this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A lot of gears.
Scientific measuring, a lot of gears.
A lot of teeth, yeah. I am very scientific. Just match stuff up. That one's too big. That one's too small. And that one's on the floor.
Probably the right size one.
Yeah, I think it's that one right there. There it is.
Andrew Z Videos asked, these are for the guy with the big Christmas display?
Yes. The one I did last year, it's Christmas Lee out in Phoenix. This year he's not doing a display due to some medical issues, but he's hoping to be back in working order for next year. So I have a whole bunch of his things I'll be repairing over the course of the off season for Christmas. A lot of the Mr. Christmas stuff I repair is his. He is a big Mr. Christmas fan. That was too big. Matter of fact, we'll have a lot of repairs in the off season. I think I have 40 left that we'll be filming. The duplicates I don't film unless it's something different or unique. Like I'm working on a Cuckoo Hoss from Lemax. It's just like before, except this one, besides having a broken gear, the board's got some damage. If you know that most of the boards, once they're damaged, you can't really fix them. So same as the video where I tore mine apart, just replacing the belts, replacing the broken gear, and then I have a board on order. And how I get boards, which is a big question I get a lot, is I look for broken ones that don't work, but they still make the lights and sound. Usually the broken means that it's a good board, but the mechanisms are shattered. That's how I find my parts. And I know I've had some ask if we're going to be doing more taste testing for those who do watch that. And yes, eventually, once the laboratory is transferred and the front room is where my Lemax display is accessible again.
Yeah.
Probably nothing super hot though. Yeah, other guy can't handle it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mr. Intestinal Ulcer that passes out every time he does something super spicy. I'm the one that can't handle it.
Nope. Nope. And what else do we have coming up? We'll probably be filming some of the displays that we're going to be doing for fireworks. Mostly less of the display, but more how we light it.
Yeah.
We're going to have some, what would say, flamethrowers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll be lighting our fireworks for the new year with some flamethrowers. Give you that distance so you don't have to worry about, them exploding in your face. And then we're working on another project, which is, if any of you are the fans of Spaceballs, we're building the Spaceballs flamethrower.
Yep.
Just got all the 3D printed parts done and just doing some trimming so we can do the assembly. Show you what that looks like. Fully functional flamethrower. Kids will enjoy.
It's great for the kids.
Still too small. Give me my mic.
Mic check.
Yeah, mic check. 3mm shaft. Just slightly too small. 2.75.
Well, you don't want it to be 3mm because then it to press fit.
Well, it's 2.96. So just call it 3mm. Need something slightly closer. 2.9. Yeah. You should 3D print me a new cover.
Cover? Oh, battery cover?
Yeah. It broke.
You have a 3D printer now. You can print it.
Yeah, I don't want to. So, what else is happening? There's something else we're working on. Eventually, we get back to the time machine.
Yeah.
Since it's just taking up space. Casket couch. That else needs to get done. It's also taking up space.
Now we still got to work on rebuilding the outside of the house too.
Yeah.
Lots of projects, so very little time.
Yeah. Work gets in the way of so much stuff you want to do.
Yep. Andrew again. What is the longest village piece you've had on the bench to repair, or on the bench or to repair besides the Department 56 swinging ghoulies?
Longest in duration would have been the spinning snowflake. That video itself was 3 hours, but I probably spent a good 20. Most of it was just trial and error, getting stuff to actually fit and function, and rebuilding the entire innards, all the wiring, the gears, making the one gear that was snapped realign. The next longest one I'm working on, which I intermittently go to, there's two of them. There's a Carrolltown Ferris wheel where I finally got the lights to work, but now the motor doesn't. And it takes a good hour to disassemble that unit to get to the parts because the way they built it, it's an older piece. And the other one is the Zinger. The Zinger, it has a broken axle, the part that it spins on. And I'm going to tell you one thing, it is not the easiest to take apart without losing all the pieces, but with a broken axle, it makes it really, really, really difficult to put back together. I've tried to make an axle out of metal. I've tried to make an axle out of wood, but then we 3D printed a handful of axles in different infills.
Yep.
So that'll be the next thing that we'll be working on. That one is going to probably be close to, with all the 3D print and customizations, I think that's probably about 20 or 30 hours of time as well. That's why there's sometimes it takes a while to get videos out, is because sometimes the videos take literally forever while trying to customize and manufacture stuff. There are some pieces. I've been talking with Suntronics in Florida. He's the Happy Holidays parts person. There's some older parts they don't make anymore that he said he's going to start tooling up for the first quarter of next year, and they should be ready by the second quarter of next year. And most of it is obsolete gears. He's the one that tooled up for the gear that the
impossible gear.
The impossible gear that I call it. The step gear that Lemax loves, that no manufacturer I went to would even attempt to build. But he tooled up for it, and he makes them. You can buy them on his website. But he's also tooling up for some older gears that are used in especially Department 56 and Mr. Christmas. Most of the Lemax gears, except for the impossible gear, you'll find in almost any gear kit, hobby gear kit that I usually link below the videos. They usually rarely ever use proprietary gears. That is one of the advantages to Lemax as far as replacing the innards.
Getting there.
Oh my God. This is one. Oh, the whole shaft is like tapered and shaped and knurled. This is crazy. I didn't want this thing coming apart. I need something to lift my pliers. Yeah, I'll just use the hole in the bench like I always do. There we go. Well, oh, and the other thing that took a while was making those light bulbs for that 3-volt house. I went through almost 24 lights before I finally figured out how to make them. That was tedious. Each attempt took close to 30 minutes, but now I can make them in about 5.
Andrew mentioned our mic's good.
That's good. I can hear myself. That's about it. All right, let's see if that gear is lined up.
It's always helpful when, you know, the microphone that we're live streaming with works. Well, yeah.
That. So apparently I have it lined up. Well, I appreciate you telling me, because this isn't the one I film with. This is a webcam from the computer that we edit on, or partially.
Yeah.
That's too far. With the holidays coming up, I'm hoping everybody has their Christmas shopping done.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I saw a post today that said, don't blame your retailers for shopping late. That's when you get the best deals, though. Shop late, you can get smoking prices.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was annoyed. My Christmas present for myself, the 3D printer I just bought for myself, it's now on sale for $20 more off than when I bought it at Best Buy.
I went to Fry's. Remember I went to Fry's last week?
Yep.
Yeah, the Christmas section looks like a barren wasteland. Yeah, it's amazing how much stuff disappeared.
Yep.
But I got that little desk Christmas tree for, 50 or 75% off.
That's good.
Tis the season. So the eccentric works, or the gear drive for the eccentric works, I guess I should say. If you're interested in the little electric screwdriver, I usually link it in a lot of the videos now. They don't make this one anymore. Of course, I buy it and they discontinue it. Now they come out with a better one. Like a week later. It's the story of my life. Me and electronics, swear to God. So it always is. So now they have a new version, which is a little bit more powerful. Still comes with the same kit for extra bits and stuff, but it literally changed it like 2 weeks after I bought this one. And here goes the fun part. Let's line up that pin. I think I got it. Got the pin lined up, but I didn't get the cam locked in. Let's try it again. There we go.
Hold still for a second, apparently. There we go. The webcam's autofocus is freaking out every time there's something moving. Sorry about that, people.
So I'm moving too much? Gotta stay still.
It's as you get closer and further away, it has to refocus the focus depth or whatever, I guess.
We have a lot of camera equipment, yet we can't get stupid things to work. Here we go. So what you can't see when I'm rolling it is now when I roll these wheels, did I disconnect? There we go. So now he goes back and forth. So all it was, very simple repair. If you have one of these, was just that little gear.
Now we got to fix the guardrail that came off.
Yeah, that's super glue. The person that gave it to me thought they could pop the guardrails off because they saw the little screw right there, and I don't know how they saw it since it's covered. but instead of popping it out of its cam, they snapped all the fingers off. So a little dab of super glue will fix that right up. So let's do that.
It tries to roll away from you as you try to glue it.
Wouldn't surprise me. There we go. So we'll let this sit and cure and move on to the other piece. There we go. All right, this one has really small screws and it's really heavy. It's got steel. I believe it's electric. The guy that gave it to me, Christmas Lee, said it's not, but we see metal connections on it, which usually indicates that it runs on a track that has power. And the trucks or the wheels are steel, usually only on vehicles that are electric, like trains, will they come with steel wheels. And also the gearbox right here, it kind of indicates that there is a motor in there. Oh, let's see what else is happening in our world.
Not much. Just working too much.
Yeah, no kidding. 12-hour days suck. 14-hour days suck. It's gonna have like
Try moving a little closer to the center of your bench. It's freaking out the focus again. So okay, so maybe it's it needs to be centered on your bench to focus correctly, I guess.
That's a really long screw.
Sorry about the random glitches in focusing and everything. It's first time trying this.
Yeah, I figured we'd try a live stream, go over questions and concerns and general topics. Right now, this time of the year, it's mostly just work. Our work picks up in the winter.
Yep.
It dies off in the summer. So I spend most of my day working.
Yep.
You don't work.
Hey, hot tubs need a fixing.
Yeah, I fix them better though.
I just don't have to drive as far anymore. I enjoy that.
Well, I get to see the state.
Yeah, winter time in the northern part of the state where it's snowing and cold, even colder.
I know. Going up north right after the New Year. And going down south. Both get cold in Arizona. Because south and north are higher elevations than the middle. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize we get snow. Just not where we're at often.
Yeah, the one time we thought we had snow, it was grapple.
Yeah, we got grapple.
No, that's not snow. It's just a dust. It's not a light dusting of snow. It's grapple.
Oh, there we go. So yes, this one is definitely electric. We have metal contactors and gears, and it looks like a pancake motor right here. There's a lot of gears in here. Wow, they really want to step down its motion dramatically. Let's take a look at the gears, see if they're cracked, broke. That's also really interesting. This gear is on an actual cam. Let's see what will pop out. Nope. This one will. Oh, the gears are good. We got a big step gear, which is this one right here. Worm gear looks okay. Oh, it's got a belt. Maybe the belt's bad. And it's a caseless motor. That would make it really hard to replace. All right. They glued all the screws, so don't want you to open it up so the case doesn't fall apart. Belt looks okay. Gear looks okay. So that's a case motor. Watch, the camera's going to freak out when I get close to it, right?
Probably.
I'm going to take the gear off and the pulley off. And hopefully it doesn't freak out too much. Oh, it looks okay. That's caseless. So this is in a metal surround, which houses the windings and the stator and the armature. And this doesn't. This is just free floating inside the plastic. Everything's exposed, which means if this is burned out, it's really, really hard to replace. Because finding a caseless motor with the same power, same voltage, same everything would be difficult. I wonder if it works. I don't know how much power it takes to spin. Also, I don't really want to wrap the belt around it, so I'm going to put it back in its base so we have some strength. It's also a really, really small belt. I can't feel my finger. So let's get that back in. Let's see if I can get the belt on. I'm wondering if he gave me the wrong car. I wonder if he meant to give me a different car and gave me the wrong car, because I don't see anything wrong with this unless it just doesn't have electric power. He said it was a battery-operated train set. I'm assuming the engine is battery-operated, and it pulls the trains around. I can't imagine this car being on the same thing because the contactors. I don't see too many battery-operated train sets that run power through the track. The motor just sits on pins that holds it in place, and then the gear sits inside of a metal bearing and bushing. And we'll get this all back together again. There we go. Let's just check the bottom real quick, see what we got going on here. So according to the wiring, if this is correct, the center pin, I'm going to lift it up to the camera. There we go, focus, is red, and the outer pin is black, which means hot negative, or should be. So according to this,
it should be DC because it should be reversible, so it can back up the track or go up forward or backward on the track.
Yeah.
Just don't know the voltage.
No. This thing's really heavy. It's got a lot of metal in it. There's metal bars all throughout this. And got lots of metal bushings. For small and cheap looking as it is, this is actually pretty sturdy.
Any markings on brand or anything?
Nothing. Nothing on the bottom. It just says North Pole and Southern. I think I was supposed to say railway. All right, can I get this back together now? Make sure all the pins line up where they're supposed to go. So that will be. Yes. I wonder what voltage I should try it at.
trying to see if I can find it.
Yeah, it says North Pole and Southern RY period. That's all it says on that, and there's no other markings on here. But if it is, well, we know it is. If it's electrically run through the wheels,
it is.
Since there are bars going to the wheels, they need to be cleaned. They'll have low conductivity because they're dirty, they're oxidized. Did you find it?
I'm trying. I found another one that's similar, but not that same one.
It's got Santa and a chubby elf. Look, it's you.
North Pole and Southern Rail Company is apparently it's apparently from Bachmann, Bachmann.
I've heard of them. I've never seen this before, but I've never seen everything. I haven't seen everything.
There wouldn't happen to be any numbers on there, would there? Anywhere?
Numbers. Magnifiers engaged. Nope. Just some steel wheels and lots of plastic. I'm surprised that there's no markings whatsoever. It just literally just says North Pole and Southern RY. Which should be railway.
I'm gonna guess it's a hand car.
Yeah, that's why Santa Claus is.
Well, no, I'm wondering what's it called, a hand car, or
I believe so. Santa Claus is doing all the work. The chubby elf is just providing extra work.
Now, apparently, the North Pole and Southern comes in G scale and HO scale.
This would probably be G because HO is a lot smaller. HO, most of those trains run like around 15 volts or something. I can tell you, I got an HO controller right here. That I have to take apart. Let's see.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, 15 volts is 15 to 18 volts. Because this is one of the ones I'm working on too. I'm going to see if this is repairable for the Mr. Christmas train. Their holiday train.
Well, I found one with except the car is white.
Paint will fix it.
I found it. It's got the chubby elf. Apparently, there's a cart that hooks to the back of it and tows more presents behind it. So that one is the powered car that pulls the cart behind it. Well,
there's a hook on here. There's the front.
It hooks behind Santa.
Well,
so probably into the link.
Well, there's a link. It's just a pin. Okay, whatever. Does it say the power?
Nope. It's a G scale. It just goes around a G scale track.
Does it say it's DC?
I would guess it is. I'm trying to pull up a G scale train power supply.
Oh, 1 volt, there's nothing. 1.5 volts, which would be a AA.
For G gauge trains, 18 to 25 volts.
I need a bigger power supply.
Yes, it's 18 to 25 volts, never exceeding 25.
Holy crap. Well, let's just try 7.5, see if I get anything. And it does go through the wheel, right?
I just overamped.
Yeah, I went to 3 amps at 7 volts. That's 4 amps. Okay. Either that's a dead short or I don't have enough juice. That's 12 volts. I probably missed the screw. Well, if this worked, this is the right voltage as a train controller.
Yeah, but I think you said that is a G.
Well, no, it's HO, but it's the voltage out. It's 15 to 18. Does it say if it's DC? Seriously, most trains are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's how a train can run forwards and backwards.
This is AC and DC. That's why I'm asking. Because that's a lot better now that all the screws are back in. But what is the funniest thing you have either fixed or done? What's the funniest thing we fixed or done?
Apparently, G-Scale requires 18 volts at 5 amps as a minimum.
Oh, yeah. I need that other power supply that weighs 70 pounds. Okay, so this power supply is not going to cut it.
Yep.
All right, what's the funniest thing that we've fixed or done? God, the list is off the charts. All the stupid stuff we've done.
Yeah.
Some of it was on camera, too. Thank God, not all of it.
Yeah. Oh, we always had fun with all our eating challenges. We always, especially the spicy ones, where we laughed at each other.
Yeah, that's funny. But what else have we done? I mean, we used to do stuff for the film industry.
Yeah.
I used to blow stuff up. That was fun.
That was fun.
Funny. Some of it was funny.
Yeah.
Getting other people in trouble is funny. Got you, Glenn. Got him in trouble a couple times.
Yeah. I don't know. Our most fun was when we were always right about something every time somebody told us we were wrong.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's a solid axle rock crawler. If you climb over that, it's going to tip over. No, it won't.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
No, it's not something we did. We just told them they're morons, and then they proceeded to ignore and then
flip their truck.
Oh, funniest. God, I find humor in everything, so everything's funny. Yeah. What's the funniest? No, the funniest thing you probably saw was when I fell across those stairs that we were talking about this morning. You were laughing for like 20 minutes, and I stuck on the ground. I couldn't get up.
Help, I'm falling and I can't get up.
I don't know. One of the funniest things I think is when your hand got caught in the Jeep door.
Yep.
That was hilarious. That wasn't on camera. That was just fixing a Jeep, and you put your hand in the wrong spot. I proceeded to close the door. And then you couldn't get out because your hand was on the outside of the door while the door was closed. God. I laughed. I don't think you did.
No, I just kept saying door, 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 and you're looking at me like I'm,
I didn't see that your hand was, sticking through it. What else we did that was funny? We've done so many stupid things that some people don't find funny, but of course we do. Man, it was hilarious when we got our
bottle rockets out of the remote-controlled helicopters.
Yeah, that was. It was funnier that we launched bottle rockets out of a helicopter, a radio-controlled helicopter, and they always pointed in the direction of our friend. I could point the helicopter 180 degrees away, and the rocket would literally turn in flight and seek him. Kept saying his gravitational pull is what's doing it. That was great.
Yep.
He almost cracked his skull open though when he fell when the one exploded on him. But
well, yeah, that's because he almost fell and hit your trailer hitch on your truck.
Yeah, that was hilarious though. He attracted all sorts of things. What else have we done?
We've done too much.
I know. The catalog of stuff that we've done is ridiculous. We've done nothing really spectacular, but we've gotten stuff on lots of channels. What is the stuff we put on, like America's Funny? Oh, not that. Country Fried Videos.
Something
CMT. Like we were on.
I wasn't there for most of those.
G4 TV.
Yeah.
What was the one with Bill Engvall? Here's Your Sign Award.
Something like that. Yeah.
Those were all fun and funny.
Yeah.
So a lot of that was on film, and if you watch those kind of stupid programs like the knockoffs of American Funniest Home Videos, You could see that stuff.
Yeah, RV through an RV, car through an RV.
Hearse through an RV. Limousine through an RV. We did a lot of stuff through RVs.
Yep.
What's the funniest thing we ever fixed?
The POS. When I fell.
Oh, that is the funniest thing. I have to watch that a few times a year just to make myself feel good. It's in our shorts. It's a short video in our shorts where we're working on what we affectionately call the POS. It's a Volkswagen Bug, painted black with the Punisher logo on it. So the guy who owned it, he thought POS stood for piece of shit, like most people do. But just to be nice to him, it was the Punisher Off-Road Subduer. Yeah, so the Punisher Off-Road Subduer, POS. And we were trying to remove the seats that were rusted, rotted, and welded into place. And Vince over here was using a crowbar when I was on the other side getting ready to weld new tracks in. And he ate the ground. God, that was hilarious. And I was caught on camera.
Yep.
And that's one of the funniest things I've seen because I didn't know what happened until afterwards. And I saw it on camera. And I've sent it to a lot of people. They think it's really funny, too.
Yeah, I made a loop out of it.
You made a loop out of it in different speeds. And it's on our short section. That's basically him trying to pry the seat that is rotted to the floorboard. The bolts are rusty and we can't get them off. So he's trying to break the bolts after we cut them with a die grinder to get a lot of the metal gone. And he rolled the crowbar. So the crowbar rolled and he fell down and his feet come up. And it's just like you see in a cartoon. It was hilarious. That's probably the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. And I still watch it. I still do watch it. It's on my desktop on my computer. And every once in a while I just have to pop it on just to watch it because that was absolutely hilarious. We have done a lot of stuff that some people don't find funny, but what we find funny, we find funny.
It was always the, I think it's our most popular short.
How to hotwire a guy?
Yep. Same guy who owned that Volkswagen as well.
Yeah, if you watch our shorts, and I'm not talking the ones we wear, the Volkswagen that you see Vince showing you how to literally hotwire the car, that was his other Volkswagen. The guy owned something like 17 cars that we worked on. I used to have my own company where we did custom electronics and custom electrical repairs and modifications and customizations and so on and so forth. And his ignition broke, locked the steering wheel, and his car got screwed. So the ignition on the Volkswagen Bug was super expensive at the time because, right towards the beginning of COVID. Yeah. Stuff was getting harder to find. Also, the age of the car was from, 69?
Yeah, I believe it was a 69.
I think it was a 69. And the ignitions that we kept getting for 69 didn't fit. And so we made it a push button start, where there's 3 switches and you had to do them in sequence or else the car wouldn't start. And
yeah, we just disassembled the electronics of his ignition, so at least his ignition key would still unlock the steering wheel.
We removed all the guts out of it except for the pin that the key, when it turned, the pin would engage and prevent you from turning the wheel. It would engage a fork in the base of the steering column, or the top of the steering column actually. But yeah, and that was an interesting video because it was one of our most popular, and it's also one of the ones that people keep saying, I appreciate you showing us how to do this because now I was able to get my car home and my key broke. Almost, we're not, almost showing you how to commit a felony and we're getting praise. Oh, these are security screws.
Yeah. Well, the only reason we did the videos, we thought it'd be funny. We had to figure out what wiring
went where,
so we knew which wire to hook to the switch to turn on the accessory or the ignition coil, and which button which wire to wire the button to start it. So that was all we were doing to figure it out, and we turned it into a little quick video.
Yeah, we used to do a lot of stuff with the film industry with a friend of ours, and then I split off to my own company, and then had the goofball over here helping me for a while. Then COVID hit, and we couldn't get any parts from anybody for anything, so we had to let it go. And the one that's the right size doesn't fit. Of course. It's also chipped. I have to make one. Get a screwdriver, grind the center out of it. Let's see.
David said,
Merry Christmas.
and love watching your channel.
Merry Christmas as well, and thank you. Hopefully it's educational on the educational stuff and humorous on the stupid things. We initially started the channel just to show some of the stupid things that we do, from the random stuff we'll eat just because, fat, to some of the stuff we used to do in the film industry and the custom cars we'd work on.
Yep.
Because a lot of them we couldn't film because of the agreements with the owners of the cars, such as Fox Studios as an example. They were very particular that no cameras were there when we made their vehicles. Hell, they thought my security cameras were a big deal. They don't even, at the time, they didn't record. Put that back up there, make sure it stays off. I can't open the train controller for y'all because I don't have a security screwdriver with a round shank. Bastards. Making stuff hard to fix. What else? Because we couldn't film for Fox.
Oh.
What was the name of the program? Run Coyote Run?
Something like that. I forgot what it was.
It's a Hispanic program. It was made for Mexican TV. It was filmed here in Arizona. And I think it translates to Run Coyote Run. You can occasionally find it online somewhere, especially if you are in a different country or you can access a different country. But there's some Border Patrol vehicles in there. And there's 3 of them. And me and Vince, we built 2. We had help from 2 other people, but we built 2 of them. And what's nice is the 2 that we built still ran and drove. The one that the other guy built, it caught fire. The guy who said,
"Well, yeah, you were too slow because they had to pay
2 people
extras or had to pay whatever staff people to drive them to you and keep them here."
You have to sit there and watch us fix. And we had to make the cars look like Border Patrol without damaging the cars. Remember that? Can't damage the cars. These are rentals. Okay. Didn't damage the cars. Everything was fully removable. No modifications to the body. And then the other guy who said he's better than my company lights the truck on fire. Then he asked me to fix it. I told him, best thing to do is it's insured, push it off a cliff.
Yep.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
They didn't like me because I was slower. That's because I do it so it actually works. And we actually did break something on the truck. We broke the custom battery terminal that they put on these stupid Chevys now.
The one where you unscrew it and it breaks.
Yeah, it's designed to shear, so you have to replace your battery terminal every time you replace your battery. And it sheared. It did its job. I was hoping it didn't. So he went and bought a generic, put it on there. The guys were upset. I said, don't worry. Before you return the vehicle, when I come to get all my parts off the truck, I'll fix your terminal. I fixed their terminal, and they still were mad that we broke the terminal. And I'm like, you mad at me? I'm not the one that lit a truck on fire. And then they sent me pictures of the truck that was on fire and asked if I could fix it. I'm like, yeah, you caught fire. Just
fuses are important.
Yes. Ben found that out when it caught fire. He bypassed the system in his car's fan, and it caught his car on fire.
Well, that's also Ford's fault for having an infinite amp fan that always gets a higher draw the more it spins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking cars.
Yeah. Well, we got a security contract for a while there.
Yeah, doing security cars.
Worked on security cars, doing lighting for them and
lighting, GPS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was because the previous company that did the wiring tried to hook high output lighting light bars and stuff to cigarette lighters, which technically would have been fine as long as nobody ever plugged anything else into the cigarette lighter, because the light bars drew like 18 amps, and if they're on a 20 amp fuse, it'd be fine. But it's when plug multiple things in and the fuse doesn't pop and it just melts the dashboard.
Yeah, where they bypass the fuse.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember some of the modifications we did. We had to make the stunt LAPD cop car for jumping.
I'm gonna start putting those on the channel because I have the rights to them now.
Yeah.
the company that we used to do stuff for went out of business because the owner got sick, this liver failure. And because I was the second in charge of that company, even though I was in charge of my own company, he gave me all the rights to the videos, which we posted a few up, but not a lot, because there's
we used to have to make sure we don't post anything that's ever been posted on like CMT or something like that.
Because a lot of the stuff we filmed was for TV. We can't post a lot of it because we'll get copyright, which has already happened because of that, even though we're the original creators. But you got to be careful because we don't know what's in the background. Some of the stuff was filmed in the desert or in public.
Right.
So we have to be careful with some of the stuff that we post. But since I own the rights, I can definitely post some of it, or we should.
Yeah.
I know we posted a little bit. The biggest issue, there's like 18 terabytes of video footage. We were talking hard drives upon hard drives upon hard drives of stuff to go through. It's everything that the company's ever done since its inception, which goes from VHS quality all the way up to...
I actually think some of it was on Betamax quality.
Yeah, because he was a Betamax freak and filmed stuff with little Betamax handhelds.
Yep.
Christ.
So it went from Betamax to VHS to 8 mil.
Yeah, he's actually got reel-to-reel stuff. That's right, I forgot. But it was transferred to hard drives. I mean, it's just the quality is... Yeah, the quality is like 1980s. But then, well, he got up to what? Didn't he stop at 1080 is what the company
1080 was the last cameras he had. I think he had a couple 4Ks towards the end there, but they were... I
don't think there's anything really filmed that we can use.
Yeah.
Again, because of...
Yeah, because the LAPD cop car jumping stunt videos was used for...
But see, that was on... Wasn't that on one of those stupid programs?
It was. That's the problem.
That's why we can't use it.
But that was a fun project. We needed to make sure a light bar stayed secure and didn't fly off at the top of the car. So we just took a big old drill bit and punched holes straight through the roof and bolted the thing straight through the roof of the car.
With big fender washers. When I say big fender washers, these things are probably 6 inches in diameter. And the bolt was... The shank of the bolt was...
I think it was half inch.
No, the shank of the bolt was 3/4. There were like 1.5 inch nuts and heads.
Yeah.
And that's what held the light bar down. And that car was a 1986 or 88.
I think, yeah, something like that.
I think it was an 88.
Yeah, I think it was an 88.
1988 Ford POS, affectionately called in the Men in Black series. It was a Ford LTD. And we painted it like an Oreo, so it was black and white, LAPD, 1980s.
With rattle can.
With rattle can, and that's what
the 97-cent rattle cans from Ace Hardware.
Yeah.
Or Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Yeah, Home Depot.
And bolted that thing down, and I used a dead man kill switch.
Well, not dead man switch. It was a
power from the side of your house.
Kill switch from like the side of your house. Yeah.
The type that has the big bar that you go clunk, and it turns on or off.
Yeah, because the stunt driver had to be able to grab it with his gloved hands and turn it on and off.
And it turned everything on and off. It wasn't just the light bar. It did the headlights. It did all the flashers. It was just one big obnoxious thing screwed to the floorboard. And everybody's like, why'd you do that? I'm like, because the stunt driver is going to be in full gear, and he can't manipulate small switches, because most sirens and light bars are controlled with itty-bitty little toggle switches. And you won't have the dexterity to do it. So we just hooked everything up to the 200 amp rated bus bar, because I think the whole car was drawing close to about 80 amps, because those light bars are they're power consumers on a cop car.
Yeah, and of course the light bar we used got stuck the day of filming, so we just soaked the thing, and all the gears got like the oil or the grease on all the gearing had gotten.
We're in the freaking desert. It's filled with dirt.
Yep. So we just coated them in motor oil. It worked the whole day.
Matter of fact, it did better than local motors.
Yep.
Have any of you ever seen the Transformers?
Fast and the Furious. Everybody used the
Rally Fighter. Rally Fighter. I can never remember that stupid car.
Yes. The super expensive. It's even more expensive if you don't go there and turn some nuts and bolts yourself on the project.
They're in the business, right?
I think so.
I mean, the shop isn't there anymore. But it doesn't mean they didn't move.
Yeah. But
it's a car 4x4 with a Corvette motor. They're supposed to be God's gift to off-roaders. They're fast and durable. And first jump it did, it frickin' broke.
Second. It was the second jump.
Was it the second?
Yeah, they snapped off a
strut tower. Good welds.
By the way, they snapped off a strut tower, and they did it at what, 20? They did the jump
20 or 30 mile an hour. They only got like 3 inches off the ground.
Yeah, And they did it like 20, 30 miles an hour. They're jumping their rally fighter, long suspension and everything, and snapped a strut mount or a tower or a shock mount or something. I forgot what it was.
I think it was on the back right.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because the whole car collapsed.
Car was like linking around, going, "Oh my God, it's not going to make it anywhere." It was freaking hilarious.
Our 1988 LTD
jumped 4 times, 5 times, at 90 miles an hour.
Yeah,
man.
He just hammered it, and because we asked him, because this was at the test track, by the way, for Local Motors.
Yeah, this isn't in the street.
Yeah, this was at their test track.
That would be bad.
Yep. Yeah. So they, yeah. How fast can we go? Go as fast as you want. All right. Put the pedal to the floor.
He went from behind the building to the ramp. That's probably.
I think he said before he hit the jump, he said he thought he saw like 90 on the speedometer.
Yeah, we're talking from behind the building to the jump ramp or the off-road test jump ramp, which is just a big mound of hardened dirt. That's probably close to 1/3 of a mile. Yep. And he hammered it, and it was smoking around the corner. It was drifting, so he lost a little speed there. But when he hit it, all 4 tires were inside the wheel wells, and it was just ground and frame.
Yep.
And he launched that car. He actually launched it past the down ramp.
Yep.
And he slammed it into the ground solid. It landed damn near flat. All 4 wheels went right up in the wheel wells, nothing but sparks. And he came back around. I was like, "Whoa, I'm going to do this again." It's like the car still works.
Yep.
Because he took a car that's 20, at the time was what, 25 years old, 27 years old. And he just jumped it, I don't know, 60 feet and hit the concrete. And that car worked. And it worked, and then we did a demolition derby with it, and it still worked. And then we ended up selling the car because it still worked. Couldn't break that Ford LTD.
Yep.
Build Ford tough. That was a hell of a commercial for them.
Yep.
And we even sold it with light bar.
Yep. Yeah, we did it because we did a demo derby, or not a demo derby, but a pit maneuvering video or something. With
that's right.
With the limo. Then we took the limo and the LTD out to the desert and did a demolition derby with the 2 of them. We finally had to stop it because we snapped the limo in half.
Literally. But the Crown Vic with a bent front quarter panel, a peeled hood, half the front grille assembly and headlights missing. Other than that, and a couple of scratches.
Right back on the trailer.
Got it right back and literally just beat the hood down, beat out some of the dent in the fender. So it was pushed in because it was peeled out, and sold the car for, God, like 3 times what we paid for it.
Yep.
This car, we beat the hell out of it. We could not break that Crown Vic.
Oh.
Or excuse me, LTD Crown Vic.
LTD Crown Vic, yeah.
Yeah, because back then they had the 3 letters in front of it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
it was a Lincoln limo, I think, right?
Yeah, it was a Lincoln limo, a stretch limo, 4 doors only.
Oh yeah, when we took it to the demo derby, we
also got high centered a few times because he kept trying to jump it off ramps and it kept getting stuck because the thing is like 30 feet long.
If I remember right, did we paint it the General Lee?
Yeah, he painted it orange.
Orange,
just
put
01.
001 on the side.
Yeah, and then it got stuck like 100 times because it's a limousine.
Yeah, we used an LTD to push it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, we can't. We should find that and just link the video from whatever TV station's YouTube channel so you can see the stuff that we've done that we can't put on here because of the agreements we signed. We had to sign NDAs, we had to sign NCAs, we had to sign all sorts of stupid things to do this stuff, and that's part of the industry. And of course, if you're not talent, meaning the guy on the screen, you get paid nothing. They were like, "Oh, you must have made lots of money doing stuff in the film industry." Hell no, I still had 2 other jobs. It was just fun.
Yep. Oh yeah, some film wanted to rent some film rented my old beat up Dodge Ram. They rented it. I was there for 6.5 hours. I got paid, I think, like $60.
Less than minimum wage. At the time, it was minimum wage. I used to drive hearses, and as a matter of fact, if you go back to our very first set of videos, when they're filmed outside, you'll see them in the driveway.
Yeah, our actual first video. Yeah, we had both hearses as the background for.
Yep, because I've owned, I think, 7 different hearses. But in that video, the 2 hearses, the older one is my second hearse, and the newer one was my last hearse. And that older hearse has been in 3 music videos.
Something like that, yeah.
It was in The Beast. That dude we had to wait at the strip club for like 4 hours. What's his name? Like Latin King or something?
Something like that, yeah. He was having something at the Phoenix Convention Center, and he kept delaying getting over to the strip club to film his music video in the back of a hearse before going inside the strip club to have a party.
Yeah. And then I did, I just forgot his name. But the song was called Halo. That's with my new hearse.
Yeah. Well, so was the strip club one.
That's right. The strip club was the new hearse.
Yeah, the old hearse was the
Beast Roland, which is the greatest freaking video ever.
Yeah.
I love that video.
Was it Sideshow or something?
And then I think it was Freak Show.
Or Freak Show, yeah.
But that wasn't my hearse. That was the ambulance we built, and then the casket my hearse towed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, then my other casket was in that stupid movie you were in that you got punched.
Yep.
What was it called? Dime Store Cowboy or something?
No.
Thrift Store.
No, that I wasn't punched in that. Mine, I was punched in Blood Inc.
Blood Inc. There you go.
The Blood Inc. movie.
Okay, and Thrift Store Cowboy was the one where my other casket was in.
Yep.
And we got kicked out of the cemetery because they didn't get permission. I'm like, you people are stupid. Oh, God.
Yeah.
The stupid stuff that we have done, that most of it's on camera,
that
we can't show you because of agreements. I don't feel like getting sued by Fox. We got sued by CMT.
Yeah.
The company we work for got sued by CMT. I don't remember what for.
I don't remember, yeah.
I don't remember, but I just know it was $1 million fucking lawsuit.
Yeah, but it was always fun going out to the movie set stuff for the most part.
Oh God, some of it was boring. Like waiting for that Latin King or whatever his name was.
The rap artist.
He'll be here in 30 minutes. Well, he'll be here in an hour.
We were told to show up at what, 6?
He showed up like at 10:30.
Yeah. Oh no. It was almost 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were supposed to show up by 6. We showed up a little early to make sure we were there on time. At like 7 o'clock, we're like, hey, we're here. Are we at the right place? Yeah, no, he's getting ready. He'll be there soon. And it was like 11:30, 11:40 or something before he showed up. Yeah.
Oh, and then you couldn't go anywhere near him because his entourage of security guards. He had more security guards than the president does.
Yeah, he pulled in with 5 Lincoln Navigators, and 4 of them were his entourage of security guards.
Nobody was allowed within 100 feet of him.
If you wanted to talk to his wife in the car, because one of the guys needed to talk to his wife, he had to stand she rolled the window down, and the security was in between them. It's like, what?
Yeah, that was some fun times. Okay, he's going to film in your car. I'm like, okay, we need you to stand over here about 100 yards away. I said, yeah, but he's filming on my car. I'd like to be there so he doesn't damage it. He's not going to damage it. Is he going to be on my car? Yes, then I need to be at least in the line of eyesight. I don't have to be on the camera. I just want to see. Holy crap, people.
Can't be too close to the
Can you make all your lights turn blue? I can, because that's his favorite color, because my car was full of RGB lighting.
Yeah.
No, it was a show car for a while until I just drove the hell out of it. I drive everything like a truck.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what it is. But what else? I mean, that was I don't even know where that video went. They were supposed to send me the link to the video.
Yeah,
I have all the Beast video links because my stuff was in those. I even got a hard copy of the original, hard digital copy.
Yeah.
Hard copy usually means, something tangible you can touch. You can't really touch. I can touch a thumb drive.
Yep.
And I used to have that on my car club website, but that's gone because, COVID.
Yeah.
So, and everybody moved away. It's Arizona. We get hot in the summer, and it tends to drive people out of the state. Sometimes permanently.
Yep.
What videos did we do?
Trying to think.
Too
many kit cars to build.
Yep. I've built, how many we built? 5? 4?
Something like that.
We built car and kit from Knight Rider, the 1980s one.
One with a full dash.
Yeah, one with a full dash.
Fully functional dash that was actually wired to the engine.
Yep. So the information on the dash was actually what the engine and training were doing, unlike in the movie where it was all fake, or excuse me, the TV series and the movie. We did Car, which is the bad guy in the series.
Yep.
We've done Roscoe and Enos from Dukes of Hazzard. We built a few of those cars, and the old Dodge Citations and the Plymouths.
The A-Team's van.
We built an A-Team van, and we did that in 28 days. Yeah, let me see. That one was...
I wasn't there for that yet.
Yeah, what else? Oh, Ectos. Oh, my God. Ghostbusters, Ectos. None of them are on a 59 Cadillac, but we have built so many fan Ectos. And then I worked on a real Ecto replica for the 2016 one with the girls. I just popped up.
Apparently our mic is barely picking up anything now, and it keeps cutting off.
Oh, that's great. Frickin' technology.
Weird.
That is weird. We haven't done anything. Did you touch it?
Nope. Nope, haven't touched it.
Is there a setting?
No. I have no settings. I just have a screen with the chat on the side.
A little wheel you can spin to make it go louder?
No. It's a webcam, unfortunately.
We need to get a better webcam.
No, if we're going to do live streams more, we need like an actual use OBS or something. Andrew has retracted his message. So does that mean the mic's better now? We were just talking too softly.
I don't think we're talking softly at all.
Yeah. No, we need to, if we're going to do more live streams, probably do what I do when I did the live streams for the video game stuff and use like OBS or something to, and an actual microphone, not just the webcam's mic. Because that's hanging from the ceiling currently, like his camera does for...
Yeah, where this filming. Is right there is actually where the camera I film is. We just unscrewed it and swapped it.
Yep.
So...
what else have we built? The Ectos were...
We've made everything in Ecto. That's
Kia
where we left
Soul.
off. Kia Soul, a Jeep,
Yep.
Multiple Cadillac hearses, and an ambulance. Cadillac ambulance.
Yep.
Pickup truck.
We did the Department of Zombie Defense truck too.
Yeah, the DOZD.
Yep.
We've done zombie cars.
Andrew said, Mike got fixed now, restarted the stream.
Yeah,
yeah, we've done a few zombie cars.
A few. Jeez. God, working on your little zombie Jeep almost got me arrested. Twice.
Remember, I brought it to Comic-Con and I had to have tape on the barrels painted orange because they thought it looked too real.
Yeah, I built a functional looking Gatling gun.
Towed behind a little mini Jeep.
Towed behind a mini Jeep for Comic-Con. It's a zombie assault ATV, basically. And I'm building it on my carport, which is in the front of my house, you know. And my neighbor was concerned. He came over and said, "You're building a gun inside in your carport." I'm like, it's fake. But sure enough, not more than 10 minutes later, the police showed up wanting to know why I'm building a gun in the front of my house, scaring all the kids. I'm like, does it look real to you? It's made out of conduit.
Concrete mold pipe, or that whatever they call it, that form for molding concrete tubes.
The mold for forming concrete tubes, those tubes that are yellow, you get them at Home Depot for making post bases.
Winch motor.
A winch from a boat, an electric starter from a lawnmower, a bass tube from a 10-inch subwoofer bass from a hot tub, believe it or not. Metal plates that I cut out and put the barrels in. Tons of fiber optic in the barrels, a big red LED that was for a cop car flasher that we just made solid. Nerf.
It's the belt, the Nerf belts for the Vulcan Nerf gun, painted copper and brass with a black strip down the middle of them, so it looked like belted ammunition hanging into an ammo can.
The only thing that was real was a 30 cal ammo can at the bottom that held the battery that made it turn.
Yep.
The D handles on the back of this Gatling gun came from some wrought iron fencing I had in my house, literally in my house. House is from the 70s. Wrought iron apparently was popular inside. Don't know why.
Yep.
But it didn't look real. It functioned as far as it spun. It had a flashing light, so the barrels looked like they were firing.
Yeah, so every time the top barrel hit the top, it lit red.
It lit red. And it had a speaker where it imitate the sound, but apparently it was too real, and they had to come and check it out and make sure I wasn't building a destructive device in my driveway. I'm like, does it look real? It's kind of not even proportional to the real thing, and you can see the materials, and it's cardboard. No, we did wrap it in aluminum. I took a piece of aluminum.
Yes, we wrapped it in aluminum.
So it was more weather resistant.
Because it gets parked on the side of your house. We didn't exactly want to get rained on and the cardboard dissolving.
But literally, that's why it's a Random Junk Channel. You just heard a list of parts to build this thing. A boat winch, hand crank, a literal...
Well, let me see. The Jeep I got cheap.
Yeah, I rebuilt the whole thing.
Yep. And the bumper, the brush guard, wrought iron from your house.
Brush guard was an old baker's rack that I cut up.
Baker's rack, yeah.
And then that's also how I made the reinforcement for the windshield.
No, it didn't have a windshield. You built the windshield.
Oh, that's right. I did build the windshield.
Out of, the baker's rack and wrought iron or something.
And then the flashing lights on the fenders are from a Harley Davidson motorcycle.
Yep, because it used to be where the rear view mirrors were, so we just replaced them with wig-wag red flashers.
I built custom headlights for it, custom taillights, directionals, hazards, flashers, the trailer.
Yep.
That hold the gun.
2 hand trucks.
Oh yeah, this thing is, it's fabric cobbled together, but it looks really well. It did look good. I don't know what it looks like now.
It has a bush growing through it.
It has a bush growing through it. It just hasn't moved in a while. But yeah, cops were calling me, and then I was ordering a custom part for another zombie vehicle that I ordered from China, and apparently they sent me the real part, and that went through customs, and then the Border Patrol and ATF decided they wanted to talk to me. So sometimes building custom stuff, especially when you order from overseas, can turn out really bad because lawyers get really expensive. It's another reason I quit doing some of this custom stuff on cars is when I'm trying to buy parts, and the companies are all based in China now. Sometimes they don't send you what they say they're going to send you, and it ends up in the hands of our government, and then they come and send you a letter that says you're a criminal. We need to talk to you. And if for a lawyer, $250 an hour at the time, that's a lot of freaking money.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm still here, so nothing happened. But yeah, stupid stuff. Building cars and then getting in trouble for nosy neighbors and dumbass manufacturers sending me the real thing and not the fake things. But it happens.
Yep.
That's what makes interesting stories. God. Yeah, that zombie Jeep was fun. We used to put fireworks in it and drive up and down the street. Launch fireworks out of the gas tank. It had a gas tank on the back. It's a 1944 Willys Jeep replica.
Yeah, it had a jerry can that's mounted on the back.
Had a little 2-gallon jerry can mounted on the back. We'd put bottle rockets in it and drive down the street and have them fly out, or sparklers, or Roman candles, whatever.
Yep. Even has a spare tire.
It has a spare tire. And we have a picture somewhere. You should post some of that stuff where it's at Discount Tire on their lift, changing the 4 tires because it is DOT certified. It can be driven on the street.
It's not registered, but it could, yes.
Yes. It's not registered, but it is DOT compliant. Let's rephrase that.
Yeah, because it used to have just like ATV cheapo tires. I put DOT trailer tires on it, so it would.
Yeah, you'd have to take it to emissions and put it on the rollers, but I don't think the rollers are good to roll because it's not heavy enough. You have to have the whole crew there standing on the back of it just to get enough traction. It's a 3-speed, and it's
with reverse.
With reverse, yes. It's fast.
Yeah.
Well, it goes 40.
Yeah.
That's pretty fast when you're basically sitting on a. It says
what was it, 125 or 150 cc?
123, so it doesn't.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't have to be registered.
Yeah, it's a 123 cc motor. Yeah.
Because 125 in Arizona requires a license plate. 123 doesn't. But it is DOT compliant, so if you ever wanted to register,
I have to put mirrors on it again.
You would just have to put mirrors back on it because we took those off because they look stupid.
Yeah,
but it has seat belts. It has backup lights, marker lights, directionals, brake lights.
No, it doesn't have reverse.
No, it has the white lights.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then it has a radio.
I put in the Bluetooth. Well, no, it's not in there anymore.
Oh, we took it out.
We had to take it out to fix the kit car to make it talk again.
That's right.
Because we needed the amplifier.
It did have a radio. Most ATVs don't come with a radio.
Yeah. Yeah, I had put a amplifier in it so I could play because it has a siren speaker in the front of it, so I could play sound effects on the outside of it. Yeah, I know. First car show I ever went to, I took it and drove it into the In-N-Out drive-thru for everybody.
Like 3 times.
Yes, because everybody
There's pictures. And they're staring out the window, looking down at you in this little Jeep. It's like, you have to be in a car to use a drive-thru. This is a car. Like, that's just a small one. It's like, you never heard of the Shriners? Come on.
Yeah, everybody was hungry. So because I was the only one that could drive my vehicle to places, I was at a mall. Drove through the mall parking lot, drove into the In-N-Out drive-thru and ordered food a few times, and then drove over to Starbucks and got Starbucks for people a few times. Yep. In my little Jeep.
Yeah. Yep. That
was fun.
Yeah. A lot of, well, yeah. Yeah. It's funny. You drive it down the street, throwing fireworks out of the back of it.
Nick did too.
Nothing ever happened. Bill runs in the street with a sparkler, and the police show up and try and shut us down.
Yep.
You can't have fireworks in the street. Did you just not see the Jeep drive by at 40 mile an hour launching stuff out of it? Because you're blind. Yeah, they're just looking for an excuse to ask why there's 2 cop cars at the house.
Yep.
And search them.
Dumbass. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of stuff was always at your house. Oh, come on. Remember how mad your neighbors got with the ambulance from, what was it, Club Hell?
Yeah, Club Hell ambulance.
Yep.
32-foot-long ambulance that's 13 feet tall. It had a 9-foot box, and big letters was painted Club Hell. Instead of the snake wrapped around the staff, it had strippers wrapped around a stripper pole for the logos. The back door was the Grim Reaper. I know because I still have the back doors.
The mural.
The mural. Yep. Big black and gray ambulance, and my neighbors were mad because it was offensive that all the kids could read it because I live in front of a school. Matter of fact, I live in front of 3 schools. High school, elementary school, and a charter school. And they were all getting upset that the kids could see it said the word hell on it. I'm like, okay. The charter school especially, I'm like, it's a religious school. Yeah, don't you talk about hell? Yeah, then what are you talking to me about? Yep, that was great. And I got rid of that ambulance because the frame was cracked. Didn't know that till we started working on it, and all of a sudden we say, hey, the frame's cracked. I guess it's garbage. Took it to the recycler and literally recycled it for scrap weight. Got like $1,500 for it. It's cheaper than a junkyard that pays you like $100. Well, we stripped all the stuff out of it first and sold that off because ambulatory equipment is worth good money.
Yeah. Torn down a few ambulances and done work on them. Lots of cop cars.
Yeah, tons of cop cars. Like some of the films and stuff that have been in the first pandemic series on, was it the History Channel? It's one of the Discovery channels.
I think so.
The ambulance in that first movie, I think it was called Pandemic. It came out early 2000s.
Something like that, yeah.
The ambulance driver, the EMT was driving, was the ambulance that I built in my driveway. And it was actually filmed here in Arizona at the old Mesa General Hospital when it was closed down before they turned it into office buildings.
No, it's still the one end of it has become a nursing home, and the rest of it is still like other.
And if you all watched the last Jason Bourne film called Jason Bourne, the 2 cop cars going down the Vegas Strip, the car that's behind them with the camera mounted to it is a car that I built in the driveway. I built a camera car.
Yeah.
They needed a car that could keep up with the Crown Vics because they're fast.
Which is weird considering Hollywood has, like Lexuses with the camera rig on the roof.
No.
Whoever was doing this one, yeah. Oh no, we can't figure out how to keep up with the cop cars in Vegas. How about a cop car?
Just use a cop car. We use the cop car, and I built all the stuff on the front they could mount their camera to. So they could chase at the bumper level when they're going down to Vegas Strip. As a matter of fact, the company I used to work with before he closed, and same with Vince here, he was one of the stunt drivers in the cop cars. So it was kind of cool. That was the biggest film I think that our stuff's been on.
Yeah, most everything we've done is small stuff, right there.
It's usually a TV series or...
well, I mean, technically the A-Team movies for the what was it, the premieres and stuff. I think they used the
Yeah, they
van
used
for that. A couple of them.
They used our van for the premieres because it was accurate to the 1980s. Well, we did the pandemic series. I forgot the series where Eric got his car smashed by the drunk driver. That was a TV series too. I don't remember the series. It was a long time ago. Not a car. There's another series. We did a couple of independent films for local colleges.
Yeah.
And those are tough watches. I'm not going to lie. God.
Oh, come on.
Date of the Dead?
Date of the Dead. Oh, my God. Yeah, the entire time that the cop car is supposed to pull up in like 5 scenes, you can see the cop car just idling in the background. Hey, I got to be a zombie and, killed one of the 2 cops.
Yeah, I was
because I was the only zombie tall enough to reach one of the cops.
I was in the credits as an actor, but I was the technician. I'm the one that did the blood splattering. I got the cars working, and I was the armorer. That's if you watch the video about the firearms after the Rush shooting with Baldwin. That was one of the movies I was an armorer on. All the guns on that set were real, but they were made so they couldn't be loaded correctly. That was one of the movies I was an armorer on, and they listed me as an actor, as one of the zombies. I'm like, I wasn't even in front of the camera. I just made sure nobody was bringing bullets on set, so nobody got shot. I made sure the cars worked, and then I designed the blood splatter mechanism so when the zombies ate into somebody and you saw the blood splatter on the people behind them, that was me. I was just the technical side. I wasn't on the front end of the camera. But whatever, I'm in the credits. I could get an IMDb if I want to be special.
Oh, what? Because I got on IMDb. My name is on IMDb because of Blood Inc.
Yeah.
As a EMT, or no, not EMT. No, it was EMT. Yeah.
I don't know. You were something, but you got punched in the face.
Yes.
For reals.
Yeah, for reals.
Just like if you find the video from the Beast. God, what was the name of the video we just talked
Roland.
about? No, the other one. Freak Show.
Freak Show.
It's a 2-part video. He made it like the old Michael Jackson videos where it's like 25 minutes long. It's a story, and if you watch, they toss a girl onto a casket grill. That was my grill. And if you watch, you'll see her head bounce. Her head actually hit the edge of the casket, and she split her skull open. She never broke character until they called cut. Then she broke character and went to the hospital to have her head sewn back together. Because it's a casket grill. It's made out of metal. And human flesh is a lot softer.
It's a little more pliable.
A little more pliable. It tends to split when it hits hard objects that are at a 90-degree angle. Yep. I mean, I had a lot of... That was amazing that she did not break character. I'm surprised she didn't scream when her skull... Unless she got knocked out unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like the first time I think I had human blood in my casket. Because that was...
And we still barbecued on it.
It cooks right off. I mean, it's because that was my.
Yeah, we've also barbecued on that thing on the Channel 5 News a handful of times.
Yeah, Channel 3.
Yeah.
I've been on TV a lot with stuff. That was my first casket I bought that was brand new. All my other caskets were used. You just take the body out, hit it with a garden hose, you're good to go.
Still, my favorite casket we ever picked up was the work van with the work trailer. Picked it up from a guy that does repossession auctions. He repossessed the casket from the southern border.
Was supposed to cross into Mexico. They never paid for the casket, so they went down to Mexico, found the container, opened the box, dumped the body, and took the casket. I'm like, that's awesome. How much for the casket? Didn't I turn that one into the kegerator?
No.
No.
Misty put it in hers.
Oh, that's right. I sold it shortly after.
Yeah, because it was a glass.
It was a viewing casket. That's right.
Yep, she wanted a viewing casket.
Yeah. The kegerator was a viewing casket. It can only be used 200 times before they have to throw it away. Yep. After the 200th time, I bought it and I turned it into a casket kegerator. But that was a used casket. Every casket I had was used. They always had stains. Yep. People leak. Sorry.
The weirdest, or the most used casket was the oak one.
Yeah,
because it was the
crematory casket.
Crematory casket. Yep.
Used to have an oak casket, weighed about 800 pounds, It was oversized. You could actually put another casket inside of it, but it was designed that when you were in there, when they were done viewing for people that are going to be cremated, the end of the casket folded open, and inside the casket underneath the body was rollers, and they'd roll them directly onto the rollers and put them into the cremation chamber. Very interesting casket, a very heavy casket. Actually, it's probably just as heavy as the DeLorean casket.
Yeah.
The DeLorean casket broke my hearse. So,
yep.
Yeah, that sucker was big. Yep. It's a beautiful casket. Batesville Casket Company. But when you own 10 caskets, you need to get rid of some because they take up a lot of space. And they're generally quite stout.
Yeah.
Man, forgot about that one. The best casket was the Mary Kay casket that you got.
Yep.
You look so cute in your woman-size Mary Kay pink casket. You're taller than the casket, and you're all bent in there. Just fold them over at the knees; he'll fit. Oh, yes.
It's amazing how high up in. Yeah, I need my casket in Mary Kay pink. Here's the paint.
Apparently, if you get high enough in Mary Kay, not only will they paint a car the color of Mary Kay, they'll also paint a casket when you die. Mary Kay pink. That was still funny. Your pictures inside there with the casket, and you're all, I got an angle because you're a foot taller than the box.
Yep. So much stuff we've done. Too much stuff.
Yeah. We really need to go through the film footage and make like a slide of just the solid pictures, because I think we have a few 100,000 pictures over the last 20 years of some of the stuff we've done, which are a little bit better quality than the VHS camera stuff.
Yep.
That was bad. So.
Blowing up a piano, blowing up a willy.
Yeah, blew up a piano, blew up a
clown
mannequin, not real, because that would have been funny too. That was in a casket.
Yep.
Excuse me, that was in a coffin.
Coffin.
Can't call it a casket; it was a coffin. For those who don't know, a casket is a rectangular box with a dome-shaped lid, and a coffin is the one that's shaped like Dracula toenail, where the end is narrower than the top, and it kind of has that diamond shape. There are two different things, but because casket,
we did a gender reveal with airbags.
Yeah,
recently.
I know. I got to get the other half of the video so we can post it. Because we did a gender reveal with airbags. We did a lot of stuff with airbags. Airbags are extremely dangerous, but God, they're so much fun.
Yeah, they don't require a license to blow up.
No, it is an explosive. So we've blown up slot machines, pianos. We launched a mannequin through the casket lid about 80 feet into the air.
It was colorful.
Though it was very colorful for miles because of the wind. And that's the one you have to edit still.
I know. I
already gave you that one. What else? We've blown up water bottles, and I don't mean water bottles like the 16 ounce. I'm talking the 5-gallon jugs. Car windows, trunks, hoods, cars, slot machines.
Said that one.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we've blown up a lot of things with airbags.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Just really, really dangerous. Don't ever have one go off in your hand. Always hold them flat. So if they detonate, you don't blow your hand off. You might lose a digit, but you don't lose your whole hand. What else have we done? I don't think we killed each other yet.
Not yet. Sterno sword fight.
Oh yeah, sterno fights. I was talking about that yesterday.
Yep.
Sterno fights are fun. You throw flaming sterno at each other.
Yeah, you melted a hole through my subwoofer. I melted a part of your beard off, or your goatee off.
No, you burned half my beard off, and I had a beard. And the shave of the other half off, so it matched.
Yeah, coated a cheap Chinese like fighting sword in sterno and had sword fights with sterno. Stuff flies off as you're banging the sword into each other.
Stupid stuff.
Yeah. Oh, how about the time you hit me in the face with the Nerf dog with a water bottle, a Gatorade bottle?
It wasn't your face. I thought it hit you about 3 feet short of that.
I thought it was. Oh no, it was the chest or something.
I thought you just got nuts.
Oh no! I could have sworn it was like hand or face or.
I just know
like
it was hilarious, and I was.
Yeah, you were testing on a Nerf dog to see if it would shoot a water bottle. You shot me with it.
It works.
It works, yeah.
And if you stick like a milk bone in there, don't shoot it at your wall. Learned that the hard way too. Yeah.
Yeah, Nerf dog, not just for tennis balls.
No. You can launch some stuff out of a Nerf dog, especially if you get the long one.
Yep.
It comes in lengths. You get a short Nerf dog, or you get a long Nerf dog. It's designed to shoot your tennis ball across the yard for your dog, and it has a holder on the bottom for an extra tennis ball, just in case you launch it at the neighbor's house or something. But I would load it with like a shotgun. I would load it with like bite-sized candies. I'd fill the little cup up with 10 or 15 of them and fire them at people. You think a confetti cannon's cool. Can you imagine that confetti weighing, 3 ounces each? And it fires them at a high rate of speed. 40 feet, it put a hole in drywall.
With a milk bone.
With a milk bone.
Yep.
Nerf dogs are, woo, and I don't like 7. One for each hand. A couple spares in case the bands break. Yeah. Nerf dogs. Most dangerous thing Nerf made. Because there's people like me who are like, ooh, this fits in it. Will it fire? Water bottles and Gatorade bottles, the 20-ounce Gatorade 16.9 water bottles fit perfectly. And yes, it will launch them full. So you have a 1-pound projectile come out of that thing. Don't aim at somebody's face, though. You got to be, don't aim at their face. The rest of the body is completely open, but the face.
Well, it's like the new shotgun I bought. Yeah, the
bug assault style.
Yeah, the bug-killing shotgun I just got for you for Christmas.
Yeah, don't aim at your face.
Yeah. That's the only instruction, or the only warning. Don't aim at your face. Or aim at faces.
Yeah, because it's got salt. It burns. Eyeballs. God. A lot of stupid stuff.
Yep.
God, we're good at stupid stuff. And fixing these things.
Yep.
Got to find my other power supply, so I'm going to fix that one.
Yep.
Or test
well, test it, yeah.
I think it's fine. I just think it's corroded. I think the trucks are bad. They're black. They're supposed to be shiny. But I do have a power supply that will actually power it. It's no longer on my bench. It's also huge. Yeah, it's a big power supply.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that'll be hopefully once we get this thing, the whole laboratory moved into the room. We'll have a little bit more room.
You think?
By the way, the laboratory is literally in a pantry. It's a folding room.
It's a folding room.
Yeah, it's a folding room, which is
also
also used for the laboratory and a pantry.
Yeah, it's like 60-40. There's a refrigerator in here and canned goods and stacks of water. And
I just noticed the shelf filled with canned goods sitting next to me. It's at an angle.
Yeah, it's supposed to handle the weight, but it
doesn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of cans on it. Yeah, so I mean, this is it was originally an office / pantry, and now it's a laboratory / pantry. And now the laboratory is going to a full-size room. Slowly, about 50% of the stuff in here has been removed. So I'm hoping in the next few weeks it'll get transferred. Hoping.
A lot of heavy things to move.
Oh God,
the bench.
Bench is this thing here is the biggest thing in here, and it's miserable. This thing is like 600-700 pounds. This is an old military electronics bench, so it's all steel except for the top and the other top that's right there. And these tops are 1.5 inch thick, so this is 1.5 inch thick chunk of wood, and then that's got veneer on top, so like 1970s flooring. But this bench is all steel. It's 6 feet long, it's 3 feet deep, and it's 4 feet tall. I think it weighs a couple hundred pounds. I think it's like 300 or 400 pounds with nothing on it. It's got 7 steel drawers, which you hear me open and close. I'm looking for tools because that's what I filled them with. I have a bench vise mounted on the end of the bench over there, and I have There's power strips and power and magnets, and this thing is just obnoxiously large and heavy, but it works. Although normally you just see this much of my bench on the camera. Now with this thing being a wide angle lens, you see a lot more of the mess I deal with. But I have tool organizers now, all this stuff for the new place in the house. It's just getting it moved and getting it set up while still trying to film videos for y'all. That's one of the delays. Because these things still show up in the mail that I fix and then send back or get dropped off locally, or I meet them locally. The Zinger that I was talking about earlier in the video, that's from Tucson. That's a few hours south of here. There are some videos that aren't up yet that will probably be up next week. They're local, so they'll get delivered after Christmas. So, God, look at all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And also my parts pieces I buy to get parts from or acquire. Well, they're getting a lot more of them too. I'm actually running out of shelves for the parts bins. So the new room will have a much larger, instead of 2 bookcases, it's going to be a one of those IKEA etageries, which has.
I think 2 of them actually.
There's 2 in there, and actually there's 3 more going in there, so I can organize everything better and make it cleaner and neater. So it's going to be a lot better. It's just taking time between working 60 to 70 hours a week at work and then working usually about 20 hours a week on fixing things like this. I don't have a lot of time to get it working or moving right now, but I'm on vacation, so I'll probably work on more of it this week that I'm off. Yep. Maybe by the end of January I'll be in a new laboratory. Maybe February, because life interrupts life.
Maybe upgrade your chair.
I like my chair. It's got skulls on it.
Yeah, your old wooden dining room chair.
Yeah, it came with the house. It actually was in the house when we moved here. I just painted it blue and put a new seat on it because it didn't have one. It was just a frame. I like my old chair. You don't like my chair?
That can't be comfortable.
It actually is really comfortable, especially with this extra padding down here.
Yeah.
Because I made it a thick seat. I could get a wheeled chair, but then you'll hear the click, click, click as it goes across the tile. And you won't hear the squeak that this thing makes when I slide it in and out, but whatever. Trade-offs.
Yeah.
I like my chair. I just don't like gravity where everything falls under this big bench and I have to go find it. Like the gear that fell. Probably won't even find it until I move this thing. Because again, it's a massive bench. Then the guy that I got it from, he took it off the Navy ship because he was in the Coast Guard and he was decommissioning a Navy ship. And all these holes that you see, like here and here, there's some over there and some more over there in both directions. He turned it into a reloading bench for reloading his bullets and shotgun shells because he worked for Dillon after he got out of the military. So that's why I have all these holes. These holes are holding presses and stuff, and there's more holes in this area. That's why I mounted the vise to it, because the vise lined up with 2 to 3 holes. So I wanted to drill 1 hole for the vise. So this bench has been around, but this literal bench used to be on a Navy boat. So, and that's also why it's gray. This is the gray because it's the Navy colors. Yeah, that's not white, that's actual gray. And that's because it came from the Navy, and all the steel is gray too. This is a very gray bench. But it was free.
Yep.
And it's big and it's heavy and it works what I need to do. And as you've seen in some of the videos where I beat on stuff, the bench makes noise because all the cabinets rattle, but it doesn't flex. Because underneath this wood top are big steel beams that it's attached to. So it's not like a standard desk where you have things on one end, things on the other, there's a big gap. There's actually, is this 3 inches tall?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
There's 3-inch tall beams that go across, and this is mounted to it. And this thing is herky, and it's heavy, but thank God it comes apart.
Well, even the top bench is held up with 2-inch beams.
Yeah, there's up here is the top layer, and it's held with 2-inch beams, and it's got a 4-foot light mounted in it. It was fluorescent, now it's LED. Yeah, this thing is not a small bench. Let's see, I can dip the camera a little bit. There's the top.
More mess.
More mess. And then you can see the tape measures. Yeah, this is a big, heavy bench. Yeah. But it will still be the bench in the new laboratory. It's just we're changing scenery.
Yeah, maybe it'll have less things on it.
Yeah, I can actually, instead of being stuck between a filing cabinet and a wall, I have an etagerie where I can organize my tools and hang them instead of using drawers, and I won't have messes in the corner. This was cleaned off once.
Yeah, when it got put in the room.
No, there was one other time. Remember I sent you a picture after I got it off? And then I acquired a lot more tools. I don't have enough room for them all because I keep buying specialty tools or acquiring things like this. Or, as you can see here, I have 2 different wire strippers. Hey, focus. Focus. Is that better? Oh, come on, camera. And the reason I have 2 different wire strippers is they do 2 different gauges of, oh, I hate you, camera. I shouldn't have touched it. 2 different gauges of wires. This is smaller gauges, this is larger gauges. And then these holes right here, I've showed you in videos, is for cutting screws. They have different numbers. Like this has 2, and this one has 6, but these 2 are different than these 6. So and I carry 2 different pair of wire strippers, so I can do 2 different things. And then needle nose pliers, I got short ones, and I got the long thin ones, and then I got the ones that are bent. So when you have 50 different versions of every tool,
and 75 feet of hot glue, and
well, I've been using it. I mean, you can see I got a whip of it right here. I think I'm down to about 70 feet. Yeah.
Well, like I said, in the new laboratory, we can put a reel holder on the ceiling.
Yes.
And just have it come down to the glue gun.
And then put the glue gun on a big retractable string.
Yeah.
Just
Need glue.
Just don't forget it's there so it doesn't drip on you. Yeah. My cheap $14 glue gun from Amazon.
That I think I 3D printed you the adapter, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it takes a 3D printed adapter to make it work off a DeWalt battery.
Yep.
Focus.
Yeah, you have to, this right here and this right here is the 3D printed stuff.
Yep. Yeah,
this block where the 2 pins stick through so it can line up into your DeWalt battery and then turn on. Okay, apparently the camera just doesn't want to do it anymore. It's like, I'm done. You move around too much. Like, cut it out. So if my hand's there, it's okay. Yep, it just... So...
Technology.
Stupid technology.
It's amazing. We started fixing this stuff because I bought you a Lemax crypt that was broken for $7 at a pawn shop.
I fixed it, and then after I fixed it, I said we should film this just for the hell of it because we're the Random Junk channel. We do random junk and repairing. Some people call it junk, some people call it a hobby. Everybody has their opinion.
But repairing broken stuff,
Repaired one on here, then somebody asked if I could look at theirs. They sent me theirs, which is like the 2nd and 3rd repair. They sent me 2, and it's taken off since. We've been doing this for 7.5 years, 8.5.
I think the channel's been, I don't remember when our first video.
It was July 4th. I just don't remember what year it was. I know it's been within 10 years because we started it after I had the blood clots.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of you don't know if you don't pay attention, but 10 years ago next year, I got a pulmonary embolisms, plural, with DVT, plural. And I spent 3 weeks in the hospital. And when I got out of the hospital, shortly thereafter, we decided to do some stupid stuff on YouTube just because I wasn't supposed to walk out of the hospital. Come on, you can get the date.
I'm working on it.
So I had a less than 3% chance of actually leaving the hospital. They didn't even tell me for 7 days why I was in the hospital. They didn't want me to go in the shock. So nice of them. I even got put in the death wing when I got there. I got put in the exact same room as our mutual friend's mother died in. So that was good. The difference is I walked out and she didn't.
Yeah.
I did get relocated after 2 days when I didn't die in the first 48 hours.
I am trying to find it.
Dude, I think it was 2015. Because
You have a lot of videos, so I can't like scroll back through it.
Just look up Daisy Dynamite.
I did.
It should tell you the year or how many years ago. Daisy Dynamite was our first video. It was a parody.
I had to Google it because I tried looking it up on YouTube and it didn't come up. 6 years ago, 2017, July 4th, 2017.
It's been that short?
Yeah.
Why does it feel longer?
Yep.
Probably because it took me a year to recover.
Yeah. So yeah, it's July 4th, 2017.
I just remember the year, the day, because we stuck a firework in her butt. And you can only get fireworks twice a year.
Yep. Well, here. Yes, Daisy Dynamite TNT Party Doll. And that's the video where you can see both of the hearses in the background.
Yes. You can see my second hearse and my last hearse. And now I drive an SUV again.
Mm-hmm. And you drive it like it's a Ferrari.
Yes. Sport utility vehicle, SUV. I
Yes.
put the sport in SUV. Jeez.
Yeah, so it's been 6 years.
Oh, damn. That's a long time.
Yeah.
So in 6 years, we went from doing nothing to being relatively popular. Trust me, I appreciate that.
Oh,
Now I'm on the radar of two different two different mini house companies. Lemax hates me. Department 56 loves me. I've met a lot of the people in Department 56 in person and over the phone and email and live streams. Or not live streams, but Zooms.
Yep.
And then Department 56 wanted me to only repair their stuff. I'm like, I can't because your stuff doesn't break as much. And a lot of it's not animatronic. It just lights up. And then Lemax has threatened to sue me 3 times. So, I got both ends of the spectrum. Some love me, some hate me.
Yep.
I just do it to show people how to fix their passion. Also, those things are stupid expensive when they break.
Well, also when they're retired, you can't go easily find one.
Yeah, you can't go buy a replacement.
And if you do find a replacement, somebody's selling it on eBay for $800 or something,
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's an investment. I got 100 plus of these houses, and I never need to sell them. Oh, you just give them away. But don't forget, there's only like 6 days left. No, I can't do math.
7?
8. It's a 31-day month.
Oh, yeah. I can't do math either.
We're left on the last giveaway of this year. So make sure that you go find that video and just comment something on there, and you have a chance of winning a prize, a gift.
You forgot what it is.
No, it's right there. It's the stuff next to it. I just can't remember how many things there was. I think it was like 4.
I don't remember. I just edited the video.
I don't remember either. I filmed so many things in between and dealt with so much stuff. But yeah.
Yep.
So that's coming up. So make sure you've commented. So we'll probably try and do this again. Maybe be a little bit easier on the second one after the laboratory is moved. I'll probably give you a little walkthrough of the new lab once it's set up. Hopefully, fully, completely, nicely organized, not cluttered like this, to where you can see where I work on this stuff, get an idea of what we're doing. Of course, hopefully at that point, I'll also be able to taste test some of these things that are sitting in my cabinet that have probably expired 9 years ago.
Yeah, we still got Funco's to taste test, and
well, I guarantee you, I can tell you what those taste like.
You never know. We might find the diamond in the rough. We did find that one that was edible.
No, the one I really want to try is the Rick and Morty cereal.
Yep.
I want to try that one. That's sitting in my cabinet.
Also got a few random liquor taste tests. We found like random flavored liquors and stuff at the.
And we got some breathalyzers to see how effective they are.
That's true.
So
I forgot. We picked those up at Goodwill.
Goodwill.
Yeah.
Goodwill had hundreds of them. Breathalyzers. So we bought 2. Should have bought like 10. We could have done a sample of them and see how accurate they are. But
we're random junk. We're not scientific here.
yeah, we still got to do the supercharge a cell phone. Cell phone's right there, off on the corner, just outside of the camera's view.
Yeah, what happens when you put 240 volts into the cell phone port?
Should explode.
I'm sure it
That's the point. But we got an easy bake oven that we want to do stuff with.
Yeah, we also still needed to create our own easy bake oven with the 60s filming lamps.
Yeah, I have some lights that only have a 70-hour lifespan, but they get so hot you can cook on them. And it's not because they're designed for that. It's just because they're from the 1960s and they're designed to illuminate a stage from a distance. Yeah, we thought maybe we'd screw one to the easy bake oven and see if we could cook a sandwich or melt the oven.
Yeah,
because it's not a 40-watt light bulb like your easy bake oven takes. This is a 570-watt light bulb, a little bit more powerful. So one of 2 things is going to happen: we're going to have a nice cooked grilled cheese sandwich, or we're going to have a melted oven, or we're going to have a melted oven with a nice cooked grilled cheese sandwich
stuck inside.
Yep. That's scientific.
Yeah.
What happens if, and then we'll get the result. Science said.
Yeah, see how long it takes an easy bake oven with a 40-watt light bulb to heat up a grilled cheese sandwich.
And then we'll put in the, and we can even help it a little. We can wrap the inside with aluminum with the 40-watt light bulb so it gets hotter.
Yeah.
And try that. And then we can pop in the 4,000 lumen, whatever it is, 70-hour. The bulbs cost $30 a piece. They last for 2 days. It's like Jesus, and see what happens there, because I'm sure something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah,
that's what we're going for.
Yep.
Destruction. Easy bake oven versus light bulb.
Well, if one doesn't do it, we got what, 4?
Yeah, I think I got 3 light bulbs left. I got one that's burned out.
We have 4 light fixtures, but 3 bulbs.
Yes, there's 4 light fixtures, and one of the bulbs is burned out. Haven't bought a replacement because I just can't. I can't pull myself to pay $30 for a light bulb that lasts for literally less than 3 days. That's really hard on me. It's like, a light bulb works for 70 hours on average. 70 hours. That's it? Just 70. And no, you can't convert it to LED. I mean, you could, but it wouldn't work as good because they're not as bright. I think the brightest LED that would fit in that socket would be only 1/10 of the brightness of this bulb. It's insanely bright.
Yeah, we've got that super bright LED we use for when we're filming in the other room in the hood light, and it's
not even close to being bright.
It's not even close to as bright as these bulbs are. And then, of course, it's I forgot. It's like what, the size of your coffee mug there.
Yeah, the LED is about this big, and the incandescent bulb that we use is about that big, which is a C battery. It literally is small, and it is intensely bright, and the surface of the bulb, the glass, can reach nearly 600 degrees. It's crazy light. And that's what they used for filming in the old days, which is no wonder why people would sweat on camera. They're literally being cooked.
Yeah, we originally picked them up as our filming lights for when we film our taste testings and stuff, and then
we moved over to fluorescent and LED.
Yep.
Fluorescent gives you a different light texture than like this LED light that's right there, or that LED light that's over there, or the ones that are right above me. Everything in this room's LED.
Yep. Well, yeah, most all of our lighting is Goodwills or pawn shops.
Yeah,
but we've got
thousands of dollars on equipment. We spent $100 because we're cheap.
But we've got giant light hoods, giant light panels, small light panels. We now have 2 backgrounds. We have the white background and we have the green screen now.
No, we also have the wagon wheel.
Yes.
The curtain that we use for the donkey thing.
Yeah, the donkey show.
I have a brick background, red brick. We have all sorts of stuff that we don't use.
Because I don't know how to chroma key for a green screen.
Yeah, we have lots of stuff, but no knowledge.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, nobody ever sees it, but will it turn? This is the top of the light that's always on that I always flip on and off Focus. Focus a little bit. Oh yeah, this is the light that when I reach up, that's next to my camera that I turn on.
It'll be on a better mount in the new laboratory.
Yes, yes. This one
won't have to be screwed to a filing cabinet to hold it up.
This one's actually attached to a filing cabinet to hold it so it doesn't fall on top of me when I'm working. Because I use the Adam Savage way of mounting a light that worked for him but doesn't work for me.
Well, that's because he used armature wire. You used thick copper wire.
There's armature wire in there, and I think it broke.
Because
I think it broke down at the base, because that's why it just goes flunk. But I use armature wire too, and then I use copper wire to help reinforce it. Thick copper wire, not thin stuff. This stuff's really thick. It didn't work.
Yep. So it's got baling wire and a screw through the filing cabinet to hold it up.
Yes, it does. Because Random Junk Channel. Yep. Random Junk.
The new mount's an actual, it's actually a microphone, my old microphone stand for my live streaming at home, or for my gaming computer at home. I've got an old mic stand that holds up a microphone that weighs more than that light does. So, which means that technically, because this was supposed to be articulated so I could move it around and bring it down, but I can't because it won't go back up. So with the mic stand, I can loosen the clamp nuts and actually articulate it somewhat to get the light closer to what I'm doing, because that was the whole point of building the one that's right there. It just didn't work out so well. It looks nice, but can't really articulate it. Well, you can kind of articulate it from the baling wire up
a little bit, but then it gets in front of the camera and then you just see the back of the thing, and that's it. It's just a big black rectangle with some digits on the back that tell you the color, temperature, and the brightness. 100% brightness, and it's in cold temperature because I can see better when the lights are white and not yellow or orange or peach, whatever other color is in the white spectrum.
Yep.
Well,
so we have some planned upgrades for the laboratory once it gets moved.
Yes.
Organization and upgrades to the bench.
And that way I can
no upgrades to the mounting system for the camera, though, because it works fine. Just screw a piece of wood to the ceiling with the bolt holding the camera.
Yeah, it's not even a lie. It's got a
there are a couple L brackets.
It's got an L bracket.
It's got two.
L bracket and an L brace screwed to a piece of 2x1 that hangs down, and then there's a bolt that's drilled through it, a stack with some other pieces of wood to give it a rigidity, and then that's what the camera's attached to. It is very redneck-ish, but it is very functional. I mean, technically, you could use that arm from the ceiling and do the same thing. I could use this, change the armature wire, and hang it from that.
Yeah.
Then I could move the camera around instead of it being rigid to where I can't pivot it to show you my machine, to show you the power. You can't see the front of my machine.
Well, you can now.
Which is right here. So, I mean, you can turn it on, you can see the numbers, whereas on the existing one, you can't. So, but anyway, delivery. But we've been doing this for about 2 hours now, so hopefully you had something out of it. But we'll get better as we do it more often. We're going to try and do it so we can take real-time questions and trying to help you fix your stuff or just answer general stuff. We're going to try and go through some of the older videos and get more of them out, the stuff we used to do that we don't have an NDA or an NCA signed, so we can get those posted to show you some of the stuff we've done in the past, to give you some history of where we're at and where we've come from, because we've known each other for a long time.
Yep.
I don't even remember the first day I met you, other than I remember.
I met you at the haunted house car show at the Fiesta Mall while I was still working at the gas station where Glennon met me. When that was the first time I met you, when we were doing the haunt car show.
I remember having you come over and help work on the car.
Yep.
Glenn's hearse.
Yeah.
Ricky was making fun of you for overpowering an LED.
Yep.
I still have that.
From blown up LED.
I do. I still have the blown up LED from that first project.
Yep.
Then I found out Ricky was colorblind.
Yeah, with a $30,000 dashboard.
Yeah. Yeah, all the wires are connected. All the grays are connected to the grays. They're what? Oh, they're all connected. Okay, we got a purple to an orange wire. Yeah, get out of the car. No, get out of the car.
Yep.
You turn, it's like, don't hook up the battery. You hook it up, you're going to blow this expensive ass dashboard. Get out of the car. I got to fix all your wiring. I actually made him cry. It wasn't intended. I just didn't want to fry this car.
Yeah, very expensive dashboard.
Yeah. It's nothing personal to people who are colorblind. It's you can't work on certain things being colorblind, especially if you're actually colorblind, not like partial, like everything is gray.
Yeah.
When you're working on a car that everything is color coded, you need to be able to see the colors.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he couldn't. And
yeah, what was that dashboard? How many? It was what, like 100 different wires, and every single one of them was a different color, or with, you know, green wire with 2 black traces, green wire with 1 black trace, green wire with purple trace, green wire with 2 purple trace. It was that kind of wiring, and it was a mess of it.
Yeah, I had to cut it all out and redo it. Because the dashboard for the old Knight Rider cars were very expensive. They start usually, complete dashboards are usually close to 10,000 and up. This was a 10,000 and up dashboard. So
yeah, and it showed up to you from customs in baggies.
yeah, it was fun. When it was shipped over here, because they're made over in England at the time, they thought it was bomb making material, so they disassembled the circuit boards. So I literally got PCB boards and component bags from customs with notes that says we disassembled your stuff because we thought you were making a bomb. And then I had to call the manufacturer and ask them for their schematics, which they didn't want to give to me until I sent them the pictures back of what arrived. And then they sent me the schematics because they said it's proprietary, which I still have. They're out of business. But I still have the folder of schematics for making a 1980, is it 4?
No, 82, because it was the Crossfire or the Catchfire.
Okay, 82 dashboard, because in each season of the car, the dashboard changed. If you're...
Well, it was for the 82 Trans Am. I don't remember what season. I think, no, it was a season 3-4, because it had the large screen, not the 2 small screens, remember?
Right. So if you're a big...
But it was for the 82 with the Catchfire or the Crossfire Pontiac engine.
So yeah, if you're a big Kit or Knight Rider fan, you know the differences. I mean, I watched the show, but I'm not going to build a car over it. But I have built cars for other people, and yeah, that dashboard was just piles of parts, just circuit boards and LEDs and capacitors and resistors and relays, and yeah, it took 6 months to reassemble that car. I think it took me about 2 weeks just to sort out all the parts, because there's probably 2,000 or 3,000 components I had to go through. And then make each panel, because each part of that dashboard is individual. There's 7 panels.
Speech panel.
The idiot lights that goes doot, doot, doot. And the top, I forgot what that panel was.
Yeah, the pursuit mode and all that, lights and all those.
Then the dashboard had 5 panels in the front, right? Was it 5?
No, I think it was 2 large panels.
In the center.
Yeah.
And then you had the corners, which had the like north, south, east, west.
Yep.
And then you had the other one that just had the bars.
Yep.
Anyway.
Then we installed the tablet for the main screen.
Yeah, and then it had the center console and the upper console.
Yep.
And and the pods, which kept getting broken, so they were removed from the car because people keep smacking them with their knees.
Well, yeah, because they hang down in way of your knees.
But anyway, yeah.
Oh, and then the fiberglass steering wheel, you had to figure out a way to mount. You had to make it work on a standard steering column.
Yeah, so that was a 6-month project.
Yep.
But it ran, it drove, it worked.
Had to build our own custom scanner circuit with relays so that it could still use the incandescent bulbs. But
yep. Matter of fact, before we're done, that scanner circuit, I still have the scanner, the 1980 style big aluminum block scanner. And Glenn Larson, that was his name, right? The producer, creator.
So.
Yeah, I think it was Glenn Larson. He saw my work and he couldn't believe that it was exactly how he built it in the original TV show. Except mine was prettier. His was functional, but it was the same setup. Mine was actually, so when you pop the hood, you could see how the scanner worked under a big, thick sheet of plexiglass.
Because we don't want people touching it.
So they didn't want people touching the wires. But it was all laid out nice and pretty, and it was exactly how he designed it. And I never saw his design, and I designed it myself the way I wanted it. So apparently great minds think alike, because he's like, that's exactly how I built mine, except yours is prettier, because mine was for display. It was functional. Car drove around with it, but if you ever popped the hood, it was sitting right there under the hood on the driver's side, right on top of the fender. So, but I wasn't there for that. That was word of mouth told to me by the guy who owned the car, that Glenn Larson was impressed with my ability to recreate what he did without even seeing what he did originally, because I wasn't. I was only like 6 when Knight Rider came out.
Yeah. Yes, but that was a very noisy circuit, but it was cool because it's all relays.
Yep, the relays go click, 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 click as they go back and forth. And apparently the original car was noisy too. They just removed it in editing. So.
Well, yeah, I'm sure when the car was. Well, yeah, I don't think they did any audio hardly when the car was driving around, because they just added the turbine sound effect over on top.
Oh, they all did the whoo, 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 as the light went back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the turbine sound. No, they added the tone generator. When the light car turns, it goes beep beep. You know, the weird electronic tone.
Yeah.
Which we did that too. Shit, there's a tone generator behind me somewhere. I still have one. Like, no joke. Where did I put it? It's right there. There it is. Focus. Focus. Oh my God, camera. I feel like Ave right now. Oh, is it stroking out?
A little bit closer.
There you. This is the kit tone generator for the 1980s TV series. This is a legitimate tone generator for them from.
I think that's Jupiter.
I think it's Jupiter. Yeah, Jupiter Electronics. This is the tone generator. That's what hooks to your speaker. That's what makes the sounds when you start the car. So I still have stuff from doing cars. Why, I don't know, but I still do. I've sold and got rid of most of it, but I still have a lot of it left, and I keep finding it in different places.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyhow, we're going to go ahead and stop this thing now, since we're now at like 2:08 in time, because there's some other things to do, and this has gone through me.
Alrighty.
So we're going to end it. Like I said, we'll try and do another one, maybe a little more fun, when we get the laboratory moved and we're not literally sitting in a folding room. Which, if you have to look it up, they're very long but very narrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing's like, what, 7 feet wide? 6 feet wide?
Something like that, yeah.
The Pepsi machine barely fits in here, so I don't know. And it's, I don't know, 6, 12, 16 feet long.
Yep.
It's like 16 by 7, 16 by 6.5. It's just a long, narrow room that is kind of useless, because nobody does folding rooms anymore. But it's how the house was built in the 70s.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for any of the questions, comments, concerns that you guys posted. And we'll see you on the next one. And stay tuned for more videos.
Yep. We'll see you later.